If you're a fan of the Bungu Stray Dogs universe and enjoy the dynamics of its intricate relationships, Something Just Like This by Maristella is a must-read. Set in a whirlwind of chaos, this story delivers a thrilling and humorous ride that will keep you hooked from start to finish. Akutagawa has a daunting task: convince the port mafia that one of their executives hasn't defected, again. Meanwhile, Atsushi struggles to keep Dazai from also discovering that Chuya has gone missing. This fic beautifully balances humor and tension, capturing the essence of the characters we love. The banter, the stakes, and the heartfelt moments all come together in an engaging and delightful read. Published over just a few days, this completed 3-chapter fic packs a punch with its 8,475 words, leaving you wanting more of Maristella's unique take on these beloved characters. With a commendable amount of comments, kudos, bookmarks, and hits, it's clear this story has resonated deeply with the fandom. Dive into Something Just Like This for an unforgettable adventure with Akutagawa, Atsushi, Dazai, and Chuya.
I tell a lie 9 times out of 10, 'cause they always leave like
The last time he saw him, Chuya-san was in a bar. If Akutagawa recalled correctly, the redhead was heavily engaged in a verbal match against another one of the customers, eyes glazed and cheeks red. Akutagawa had been ordered to fetch the executive, and as much as it was a job considered for low-level grunts, he really couldn't imagine anyone else fetching Chuya-san. Because then Akutagawa would have them impaled with Rashomon for meddling with his duty. Yes, duty, as in honor-bound, oath-loyal duty, because it was Dazai-san who asked for him specifically. Watch out for him while I'm gone, Akutagawa-kun. I won't be long. Of course, Dazai-san never came back, but that doesn't mean Akutagawa could just abandon him like that. Akutagawa had always been better. He'd be the one to surpass Dazai-san. Akutagawa swore he only left for a second, went back to fetch the wine bottles Hirotsu-san offered. He'll come for those bottles, Akutagawa-kun. He'll follow you to the ends of earth just to get it. He'd planned to coax Chuya-san out of the bar with more alcohol. Yes, he knows, what an idea, but what can he do? Dazai-san would barely open his mouth and have Chuya-san ditching his whiskey for him, and try as he might, Akutagawa could never reach that level of annoying. The point being, Chuya-san was just right there, wagging his fingers at someone who just tried to flirt with him. He was saying something along the lines of, "Stinking potbellies and mackerels are better than this," before Akutagawa took his eyes off the executive for no more than a second, and he was just gone. San just vanished in thin air, not a single trace of hair or DNA to be found. Then maybe Akutagawa wouldn't even have to bat an eyelid, because there's nothing wrong about Chuya-san just disappearing. But considering how everyone in the bar had suddenly dropped dead, blood blooming in their chests where the heart should be, Akutagawa knew he had every reason to panic. The last time it happened, the bastard took Chuya-san's hat. This time the hat sat on the counter and the bastard had taken Chuya-san. Chuya-san, why do you go so far for Dazai-san? What brings this about? Apparently Dazai-san wants the same for Shin Soukoku. He wants me and the Jinko to completely trust each other. I can't do it. Each time I see the man-tiger, I just get this urge, this kill him, and I will kill him. Someday. But not today, or tomorrow, or the day after that. He could get himself kidnapped for all I care, and I wouldn't bat an E. But you'll still save him, won't you? No, I won't. Yuhisis stated. I coughed. That shitty Dazai had always been useless without me to rescue his ass, and that's me being honest. I can't count the number of missions he has to pretend to get caught and get information while I bust out his mackerel ass. Dazai-san complains a lot about how you would be always late. That's traffic. You can defy gravity, Chuya-san. Look, the point is we always got each other, no matter what. It's not about being Soukoku or being port mafia. Dazai is Dazai, and I'm just me. Dazai-san said you could get yourself kidnapped, and he wouldn't even bat an eye. You take after him so much, what the actual fuck? Akutagawa remembered his conversation with Chuya-san, as his mind ran all sorts of thoughts. What could have happened to the Jinko, especially now that Dazai-san knew what the two have been hiding all day? He remembered how rough Dazai-san can get with his punishments, almost bordering on a full-blown torture sessions, claiming it was to increase his tolerance for mafia-level torture, just in case he get caught. You'll always get caught, Akutagawa-kun. It's a rite of passage for all port mafia. Anything else will look like child's play when I'm done with you. Akutagawa thought of Atsushi, naive and innocent Atsushi, and decided Dazai-san was wrong. You'll still save him, won't you? Now he really had to save Chuya-san, if only to tell the redhead that he'd been right all along. Seeing Dazai-san this angry was a first for Atsushi. Not that Dazai-san was an angel who couldn't bring himself to get mad at anyone, it's just that he was always the one people got mad with, maybe with his most recent suicidal techniques or washed-up antics. He'd seen Kunikida-san whack his senpai with a broom. Really, why do I have to discipline you, shitty Dazai? He'd seen Fukuzawa-san glare at the bandaged man for an offhanded comment during a meeting. What? Mori-san did have a shitty scarf. Don't tell me you're into that style, Kaichu. The point being, Dazai-san literally doesn't get mad, because when all hope is lost, more likely when Atsushi is already missing a limb, and Akutagawa is already coughing up blood. Everyone else turns to massive calm than was Dazai-san, trust that the man has some sort plan, and everything works out the way he planned it. Bring me a coat, the usual black. Dazai-san ordered at the phone, still in that same eerie calm. I don't want bloodstains getting on my favorite. Now Akutagawa being Dazai-san's former superior was old news, especially considering how the mafioso loathed Atsushi for stealing his beloved Kuhai position. But looking at Dazai-san, eyes almost red as his mouth pressed into a thin line, he wondered how Akutagawa even managed to survive in all those years. Not when he had to deal with that. No, Atsushi-kun. Dazai-san stuffed the phone in his coat pockets, looking nothing like the man Atsushi rescued from the river not too long ago, prying him off the clutches of death. You have 5 minutes to tell me everything. This was death itself, Atsushi realized. Akutagawa arrived half a minute earlier, much to Atsushi's astonishment. It made Atsushi think about all the times he was late for meetups at the armed detective agency, sometimes taking up 30 minutes tops. Because the train was full and there was traffic and he had to buy some shazuke on his way to work, because chazukes are always the way to go. He never really observed punctuality, considering how Dazai-san was his boss. But now he wondered how much Dazai had changed since coming to the agency, if Akutagawa was to be expected to get here under 5 minutes. Okay. Fine. 4. Because technicalities. Needless to say, watching Akutagawa stroll in the warehouse like he was in no rush at all, Atsushi slowly comprehended the meaning of the man's words, voice shrill and dripping with exasperation. In what way are you a better subordinate than me? A whole lot better, was what Atsushi wanted to say. But he was stupid and maybe a little petty, because the first time he calls me, and it's because he needs something, that Atsushi just snapped and, Oi, Jinko. Grey eyes blinked at him and Atsushi nearly jumped. Too close. What? Akutagawa gave him a once-over, something that shouldn't fluster him as much as did. Heck, the mafia could be planning which part to stab, for all he know. But the man seemed to finally relax, his features growing softer. Atsushi cocked his head. If you're going to stab me, just get on with it. You're scaring me. Now, if anyone wanted to ask, since getting stabbed became the norm for Atsushi, he's going to have you wait for a long time before he could answer your question, because even he had no fucking idea. You're okay, Akutagawa whispered. For a moment, Atsushi thought he imagined it, but he thought he heard relief in the man's voice. Ha, now way. Now that's an even bigger joke than Atsushi's existence. Maybe I should ask. It's not that I'm assuming, it's always better to ask. I tracked down their location. Dazai-san's voice echoed through the empty warehouse, stepping out of the shadows wearing the coat Akutagawa brought. And damn did he look like he fit right in with the port mafia. "What are we going to do, Dazai-san?" Atsushi asked, voice small. "Say that again." Atsushi stared at his senpai, then at Akutagawa, who gave him a subtle nudge with an elbow. "Read, it fucking hurt." Atsushi swallowed. "What are we going to do, Dazai-san?" Then, exactly as they would in any movie, the three of them lined up with their faces forward, mouths set and expressions grim. "We're going to show those scum what it means to deal with Soukoku." "Akutagawa? It's okay, Jinko." "It's not Dazai-san's first time going solo. Besides, he's got us, so we should be fine. I'm the only one who isn't dressed in black." "What? Look at me. Why do I get to wear these suspenders while you guys get trench coats? Your coat is literally a weapon." "That's because it's my ability, Jinko." "And Dazai-san, look at him. He looks like a Port Mafia executive with that black coat you gave him. He was an executive, idiot." "Oh. It's still not fair. Why don't I get own?" "Because you're not Port Mafia, Jinko. Never has, never will, BBE. But Dazai-san isn't Port Mafia anymore, right? Why does he get a coat? Does the Port Mafia just mass-produce the same black coat? Or, wait, I get it. This was your plan to reinstate your position as the beloved Kuhai, wasn't it? I'm surprised you even knew such words, Jinko. Not bad for a street rat. But I'll have you know that I won't ever have to reinstate myself for anything, because I've always been the beloved Kuhai." "Ha! Since when were you beloved?" "I mean, sure there's me, but aside from that..." "Wait, why are you making that face? What did I... Oh shit, no, what I meant was..." "Akutagawa-kun just give Atsushi-kun his own coat, so he would shut the fuck up."
Link in the description, and please go over and read it. And don't forget to give it kudos and let the author know that Hidden Faith sent you. Until next time, dare to be unique.